Hello, welcome back to Beauty Bee. I am the pair of disembodied hands, formerly known as Iris, and today I'm going to be doing my makeup inventory for the end of year 2020, beginning of the year 2021. I am filming this about 6 weeks early. This is right around November 15th, I think. I don't know, time doesn't exist anymore. And so there might be a little bit of movement here and there. However, I am not planning to make any purchases over the next 6 weeks. And I also don't plan to pan a lot of products over the next few weeks. Therefore, I think this should still be more or less up to date by the time I actually post it. So let's get into it. So let's start with base products. Right now I have two primers. I have this e.l.f. Blemish Control primer, so an acne fighting one, and this Dior Dream Skin Care and Perfect. I use this in place of sort of a catch-all primer. It's a little bit pore filling as well as a little bit moisturizing. I have one foundation product at the moment. This is the e.l.f. Foundation Serum in the shade Fair Light. It's really a very, very lightly tinted moisturizer. To complement that, I have two concealers. I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade 100 Ivory. I also have the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair Rose. I think this is a pretty spot-on color match for me, and I really enjoy this product. I also have two powders. I have the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. Oh, and the lid just broke on me, so that's a good time. I have to put that back. Oof. I also have a little sample of the KVD, actually I'm pretty sure this was still Kat Von D at the time that I got this, the Lock-It Setting Powder. Now, I think I'm actually doing pretty well as far as face products go. I wouldn't mind to have maybe something a little bit higher coverage as far as foundations go. And I think, though, I do probably want to have two powders at the end of this year. I think it would be nice to have one translucent powder and one that is more of powder foundation, or at least closer to my skin tone. But overall, I think I'm doing fine as far as base products go. Next we have cheek products, and this is another area where I really do think I am doing okay. One area where I'm doing very well, I think, is bronzer. I just have this one Tarte Park Avenue Princess. It's a deluxe sample travel size version, and I like it. I don't love it. I don't feel any need to get another bronzer. When we go to highlight, I only had one highlight until just a few weeks ago. It was this Essence Pure Nude. However, I quintupled my highlighter count a couple weeks ago with this Mega Glow highlighter palette. I do really like this. I think that I'm a little overloaded on highlighters though. I mean, really, I have four because this shade is more, maybe I could make that work as a very glowy bronzer, but really it's effectively just a big eyeshadow for me. But I feel like it would be better for me to be more at 3. I don't know how reasonable it is to try to pan one of these shades over the year, but you know, I'm just going to use it consistently and see what happens. Now, blush is a little bit less in control. I have 4 powder blushes at the moment. I have these 2 Hummingbird blushes from Wet n Wild. This one is in Hummingbird Hype, and it is quite peachy. The second one is in Don't Flutter Yourself, and it is a pink. And these are very glowy. These are more along the lines of blush toppers, I think, than actual blushes. If you are of a deeper skin tone, they might even function as straight up highlights. I have this Tarte Amazonian clay blush. This is, again, sort of a deluxe sample travel size, and it is in the shade Harmony. So you can see I have some pretty good pan on that. I feel like I should be able to finish this off next year, and when I do, I am not sure if I want to replace this or not. I would really like to get my numbers in this category down a little bit. I also have this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Rosé Champagne. I think I'm close to hitting pan on this, but I haven't yet. This is a sort of dusty peach shade. It's very pretty. It has some glow to it. Yeah, I really like having a matte pink blush and a matte, well, not matte, but a peach blush that has just a little bit of glow to it. I don't know exactly how I really want to get this number down, but I want to. I really do. And I forgot this when I set everything out earlier, but this is a broken up eyeshadow that I have been using as a blush. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the color in there, but it is a glowy peachy pink. I actually really do not have a whole lot left in here, and I find myself using quite a bit every time I apply. So I think this might actually be gone by the beginning of 2021. So yes, I definitely need to get my blush numbers down a little bit, even if it's just getting it down by one, being this shade, that would be great. I also have two lip and cheek tints, which I tend to think of as a cream blush. I have this Milk Makeup mini stick in Work. This was the birthday gift this year from Sephora, along with a mini mascara that I've used up. I also have this e.l.f. multi-stick in the shade Sparkling Rose. I do really enjoy both of these products. However, I do worry a little bit, just because they're cream products, that they will go bad before I get as much use as I want to out of them. So I definitely do not want to add to this category until I have used these up or had to throw them. I don't want to have yet more makeup that's just going to go bad on me. Before we get into eyeshadow, I wanted to go through the sort of eye accessories, I guess I think of them as. So all of the extras that go on the eye that are not shadow itself. So for example, mascara. I am very happy with where this category is. I have one mascara that's open and I have one in reserve. That seems just about right. I really don't mind having even two backups of mascara because I just buy the same one again and again. So I feel pretty confident that if I buy it, it will get used. And I do switch out my mascara every 3 months as recommended. Sometimes I stretch it to 4, so I go through it fairly quickly. As far as brow products go, this is another area where I usually have an unopened brow pencil, but I just opened this one quite recently, so I have not purchased a backup yet. And because I've been just home so much and I've got the time to use brow powder, I have been. So I have one brow pencil at the moment. It's this e.l.f. Instant Lift brow pencil. And I have one powder, the Balm Brow Pow, and these are both in the shade Blonde. I do not think that I can finish this next year, even though I have some pretty decent pan in it. This just takes a very long time to use. Again, eye primer, I feel like I'm doing really well. I have one designated primer and one designated glitter glue. They are the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer from Wet n Wild and the NYX glitter glue, the NYX glitter primer, respectively, which is great. I also have 3 eyeliners. I have one pencil eyeliner, the Wet n Wild Mega Last in the shade Brown Black, and I have one open felt tip liquid liner, a sample size of the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I have one unopened liner, the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liner, and I'm fine with that. I really am fine with this entire category. I think I've done a good job of keeping this curated and usable. And here is where things get a little bit less in control. I would like to cut down the number of pans of eyeshadow I have over the next year. I definitely don't want this number to grow any. So I have 3 of these e.l.f. bite-sized palettes. I really do like these, but there are a few shades here and there that I just don't really find myself drawn to. I have one other e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. It is this e.l.f. 70s Feels. It is a 6-pan. I don't know how bad the glare is, so let's open that up and see. Very pretty colors. I really like this color scheme. As far as Wet n Wild goes, I have 4 eyeshadow palettes. I have this 32-pan palette, and that's just what it's called. I have the 10-pan Rosé in the Air. I have repressed a copper shade into here, and I feel like there are definitely shades in here that I could finish off over the next year. It's a very similar story with these other 2 Wet n Wild quads that I have. This is Petalette and this is Silent Treatment. You'll notice that there is an empty pan in Silent Treatment. Let me open it up so you can see it a little bit better. That is not actually completely finished. It has been repressed into this pan over here. But I feel like I could finish off this cream shade. I also think that I could probably polish off this shimmery white and this sort of rosy purple. That's it for Wet n Wild. Now we move to my 2 City Mini palettes from Maybelline. I have Matte About Town. I've repressed the remnants of these 2 shades into this pan, and it is not full to the brim, but there is definitely quite a bit of product in here. I have some good pan going on these 2 shades, and I think I'm actually quite close to hitting pan on this more pink shade as well. Now for my other Maybelline City Mini palette. Here I have pan in this purple as well as this gold. This is the Chill Brunch Neutrals, by the way. I don't think I said that. And I feel like I'm going to hit pan in this gray any day. It's currently in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and I'm really hoping that it will not be in my Pan Those Eyeshadows next month. So there's Maybelline done. NYX is probably my favorite brand of eyeshadow, and I suspect that it is the brand that will tempt me the most over 2021. So hopefully I do pan some things here so that I can justify purchasing some more. The first palette that I got from NYX is this Avant Pop palette. Mine no longer looks really anything like the original. These two shades are completely new. I do think that I could probably finish off this cream shade in 2020. And I think I'm very close to hitting pan in both this bronze and this purple. This NYX Ultimate Edit palette in Ash is a new addition this year. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. Kind of wish that these two shades weren't in here, but that's fine. I doubt that I would finish off any shades in this palette this year. My NYX Ultimate Utopia, I think I have a better shot at least hitting some major pan in the next year. This is a 16 pan palette and I adore it, but I am not particularly close to hitting pan in anything. I think the one I'm furthest along with is this peachy shimmer up here. Finally, I have one lonely single. It is the ColourPop Super Shock in the shade Ladybird. I'm at the point right now where, you know, every other time I use it, I seem to rediscover pan, and then I swish my finger in it again and I lose the pan. So I have lots of product left in here. All right, now the moment of truth. How many pans of eyeshadow do I actually have? Well, 4, 8, 12, 18, 50, 60, 67, 72, 78, 94, 100, 110, 111 is where I am at right now. And hopefully no higher than 111 is where I will be at the end of next year. Another area where things are a little bit out of control is lip products. Though when I look at the individual categories, I don't feel like they are too bad. I have 5 liquid lipsticks at the moment. All of these dry down matte to some extent, though I would say that the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream is definitely the least matte of the bunch. I have this in the shade Can. I think that this can be gone in the next year. Also, I think that this Superstay Matte Ink from Maybelline in the shade Ruler will be gone in the next year. Unfortunately, I think this will be because it is dried out. I think I can actually pan this though. These 3 mini Sephora cream lip stains came in a set. I really like these. I like having them around. And honestly, I feel like just these 3 would give me enough variety in liquid lipsticks. I do like having a red as well as a dark shade. These are colors that I just prefer to have in this format. And it is nice to have this super matte sort of nude on me lipstick as well. So I would be very happy if at the end of the year I just had these 3 left. That seems great to me. Now, as far as glosses go, I currently have 4. I think this one is on its way out the door. I have quite a bit of windowing pretty much all the way down the tube. I like this e.l.f. lip lacquer in, what's the shade? Tea Rose. I don't love it though. This really, I would qualify as more of a liquid lipstick than a gloss, but not a matte liquid lipstick, just a more cream finish. I'm not wild about this, but I will keep it around until it goes bad. And I really do like these 2 NYX Butter Glosses. This French Vanilla shade is getting, or sorry, not French Vanilla, Vanilla Cream Pie is getting a little on the older side. I think I've had this for over a year and a half at this point. This Tiramisu shade is great and much newer to me. I think I've had this for maybe 8 or 9 months. I think that when this goes bad, I will just go down to having this single butter gloss, and hopefully it will be my only gloss. I would be okay with having 3 glosses at the end of the year, but I would want it to be this e.l.f. one, this tiramisu, or another nude shade. And if there's a third one, I would like it to be a clear gloss. Now, bullet lipsticks are another area where I feel like there could be improvements. I only have one lip crayon right now. It is this ColourPop Just a Tint, and I feel like this actually might be gone by the end of the year. I've been using it quite a bit, and there really isn't that much product. That's it rolled all the way up. So I feel like that might actually be gone by the time 2021 starts. I'm filming this quite early. I'm filming this in mid-November. I have 4 of these Revlon lipsticks, which I'm not super thrilled about, though I do really like the formula, so I can't be too upset with myself. These are all creme formula super lustrous lipsticks from Revlon. I have an orange in Kiss Me Coral. I've actually made some decent progress on this considering that it's an orange, but I don't think I'm in any danger of panning it over next year. And these other 3 are all fairly new to me. I've got Secret Club, which is a pink. Very pretty. Sassy Mauve, which is, as one would expect, a mauve that is just a little bit deeper and a little bit more brown toned. Both of these are super easy everyday shades for me. The final one I have is Cherries in the Snow, which looks quite red in the bullets and applies as sort of a red with quite a bit of fuchsia, and I feel like you see more of the fuchsia as it wears down. Very pretty. I really like all 4 of those. Here is one lipstick that I think I might actually pan over the course of 2021. This is Wet n Wild Peach Please. It's one of their glossy lipsticks, and this is very much a nude on me. We're not swatching. I'm not going to swatch. That will only lead me into trouble. I think you can tell that I haven't made much of a dent in it so far, but I do find myself wearing this a lot, and I found myself more and more wearing bold eyeshadow and wanting a more nude lip to go with it, so I feel like this will start to go pretty quickly. I feel like this Wet n Wild lipstick is another one that will probably not be with me at the end of the year. This is in Dark Pink Frost, and I've owned this for quite a while. Haven't used a ton of it, as I think you can tell, but it is this frosty pink. I do like this shade, I just don't love this shade, and this is getting older. I think I've had this for at least 2 years, maybe 3 to 4. So I don't know how much longer it will be good for. Maybelline Pink for me is actually not that dissimilar from Sassy Mauve. It is a cream finish Maybelline lipstick. I do like it a lot. I wear it a lot. And this was actually the lipstick that sat in my desk for if I didn't want to reapply whatever I'd used that morning, or I just forgot to pack my lipstick during the day when I still, went to work and had a desk that wasn't my desk in my house. Yeah. I have one other Maybelline lipstick. It is the Maybelline Almond Rose. It's one of their comfort mattes. And again, this is one I've used quite a bit of. It's another sort of everyday shade for me. This one's a little bit bolder than the other everyday shades we've talked about, and unlike the other ones, it's matte. I really do like this, and I don't know if I will want to or even try to pan this. And finally, here's another lipstick that will definitely be around at the end of the year. This is the Flower Petal Pout lipstick in Rosy Garden. It is a matte pink, quite a hot pink, though I feel like it's coming off a little bit more muted on camera. Really love it. Beautiful lipstick, nice matte formula. Very happy with that. Okay, so I would like to be down to 3, maybe 4 matte liquid lipsticks, 2 or 3 glosses, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like I should have less than 10 bullet lipsticks at the end of the year. That'll be our goal, just less than 10. Because I don't think I can go a full year without buying lipstick. And finally, we have this weird little catch-all category. I don't know what to call this. I've got my setting spray in here. I think that I have a second setting spray that's hiding somewhere, but I don't know where it is, and I've torn apart my room looking for it. So I might have 1, I might have 2. Either way, at the end of 2021, I want to have 1. I don't know why I have 5 lip balms, but I do, and I think these 2 are on their way out, so it would be great to have 3 or fewer. I am fine with having 2 open and then 1 as a backup. That seems fine and dandy. I have 1 lipstick remover, which is handy to have, and I'm glad that I'm down from 2 to 1 this year. And finally, I have this Olay Serum Stick. I mean, they say it's a serum. I don't think this really does very much as far as skincare goes. I see it as just a glowy balm or face gloss or something. I assume that I will use this up the next year. However, it's lasted me so long that I really don't know. Either way, I don't feel any great desire to replace this, and we'll either have one at the end of the year or we won't. I don't really care either way. Well, that is my inventory for makeup for the end of the year 2020. I hope if you enjoyed that you'll consider liking and subscribing to check back on my progress. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.